Hey YouTube, T Holtz here. I'm going to bring you an update of my tanks. I have 3 tanks set up here, 2 planted, 1 not. And the 4th tank is going to be set up soon on the bottom of this one. First we'll take a look at my 20-gallon high. And as you can see, give you the long view, lots and lots of snails this time of night. Between 9:30 and 10:30, 11 o'clock, they make their way out of the substrate and climb to the top. I've been trying to catch them little by little, getting rid of them, but they are reproducing very fast. As you can see, they're all over the glass here, climbing up to the top. They're up at the top already. You see one right up there. All over. Big problem. Big ones, little ones. Lots of snails. Not focusing on that one, but that's my problem here in this tank. Snails and neon tetras, 3 cory cats, and there is 1 red cherry shrimp still alive in here somewhere. I think the cory cats ended up eating my cherry shrimp, but there is 1 survivor. Let's see, we'll quickly go over to the plants. Here's my rotala, growing nicely here. Up at the top, I have a huge clump of riccia moss. Started out just a few strands. I don't know how well you can see it. It's not really focusing on it that well. But that's all riccia moss there. Probably 3 or 4 golf ball sized pieces floating there. Nubius barderi. That plant has grown real nice. There's a new leaf on it here. Lots of Java moss all along on this driftwood here. And right there is my Nubius coffeefolia. That's grown well too. A new leaf is on it right here. Behind that is a Java fern. And it's tough to see, but it does have a plantlet on it, so I can zoom in. I don't know if you can see it, but that is a plantlet that's right on the tip of that leaf there. I'll pull that off and I'll plant it. Big water sprite here. I've trimmed that numerous times, but it just keeps on spreading out and growing everywhere. You can see this tank is way overgrown. Lots of dwarf sage. And a dwarf sage carpet right here. Nice, nice grassy bottom. Dwarf sage spread out really nice. I only put a few plants in here, but look how many I have now. And all the Radican swords here in this corner. Lots and lots of snails. You can see them everywhere. All over the glass. Everywhere you look. View from the side. That'll give you a look at the snails there. I've been taking them out little by little. Doesn't look like I took any out, but look at them all up there. I'm going to get a cucumber, slice it the long ways, and put it on the bottom and let the snails jump on it, and hopefully I'll pull quite a few out. Other than the snail problem, this tank doing very well. Here's a better shot now if it'll focus on the Riccia moss there. That big ball of Riccia moss started out as just a very small few strands, and look at the size of it now. And there's 2 or 3 more balls of it behind there. And we'll take a quick view from the top. Duckweed, forgot to mention, of course, lots of duckweed on the top here. And there's the one cherry shrimp that's living in here, just the one that survived. There he is. I put some algae tablets in right in that plant right there, and he found it. Lots of duckweed, lots of water sprite here in this tank. Now we'll go look at my 20-gallon long. And does it focus? Which it's not. There we go. 20-gallon long. Lots and lots of plants in here. I did a trimming on this just about 3 weeks ago, but it has all grown back, and quickly. Very quickly has it grown back. Right here we got some dwarf sage again, right along in here. There's a Cryptocorin Wente Brown. Behind that is an Anubias Nana, which had a lot of mold, a lot of algae on it. So I kind of moved all these plants here, which is Java moss and stems of Anacharis, and I currently got it just sitting there on the top, blocking some of the light so this Anubias doesn't get any more algae on the leaves. You can see my gold barbs and my Harlequin rasboras. Dwarf sage on the bottom. Otala indica. This was all open, this area here, just a couple weeks ago when I trimmed it. But the Otala has grown up to the top, and the water sprite also has grown very, very quickly. And there it just filled everything in here. Here's the Anacharis. They have very, very long stems of Anacharis. If I lifted them up, they're probably 1.5 feet, 2 feet out of the water. See if I can get one of them. And then all this Java moss here, which I placed over the top of that Anubias so that it would block the light. Let's see. Now that one's out of the water about 1 foot. And then I have another one here. I can grab on it. And that one, look how tall, that one's coming way out of the water if I wanted to grab on it and carry it up out of the water like that. I'm just letting that do what it wants to do. Right now it's serving the purpose of covering up that Anubias. I've got a side view. Side view is all that water sprite with some Otala mixed in. And I did put some of the Riccia moss in here because I want to save it, and some Java moss. and put in the 10-gallon that I'll be starting up sometime next week. Veitchia moss just floating there. A view from the top. There's the Veitchia back there. Duckweed, water sprite. There's an big Amazon sword plant there. Too big for this tank. Completely covers my Anubias barteri, which you see right there in between. Java moss on my driftwood. And then we'll go over here in the corner, see if we can see my autocinkless catfish. It's hard to see. Oh, there he is. A little dark there in this corner. There's the autocinkless catfish. That's my 20-gallon long. I have a non-planted 29-gallon tank up above it, which will be planted in the not too distant future. I'll put Java fern and Anubias and Java moss in it that won't require any change of substrate. I'll just leave the fish in it, and I'll put I'll leave the fish in it, and I'll just put some, like I said, Anubias, Java moss, Java fern, because they don't require a substrate change. They get their nutrients from the water, so I'll have to fertilize the tank to give the plants the nutrients. But that's some nice fish in here, some big silver dollars right there. There are the two silver dollars. Pearl Grammy. Some rainbows. There's a big rainbow there. Australian rainbows. A couple of kissing Grammys. And blue Grammys. But this tank, not planted now, but it will be planted in the future. And that's the update. Everything going well. Just would like to get rid of those snails that are in the other tank. We'll go over there and take another quick look. Neon's doing very well in this tank. Just did a trim of this Java moss because it was all into this dwarf sage in the front, so I cut a lot of Java moss off, and it was covering this Anubias here and this one here, so I trimmed it away so that you could see those plants. Really grows quick. All these plants grow really quick. Well, that's the update. Thanks for watching.